Question number 1. A diagram of a moon phase is shown below, which shows the correct order of the moon phases that would follow. Option A is first quarter, full moon, crescent moon. Option B is first quarter, full moon, last quarter. C is full moon, crescent moon, and first quarter. Option D is crescent moon, full moon, and first quarter. So here crescent moon is already given. So the correct order of the moon phases after the crescent moon will be first quarter, full moon, and last quarter. So option B is the correct option here. Question number 2. Which of these is the correct order of the planets, including the dwarf planet? If we look at the order of the planets in our solar system, including the dwarf planet Pluto, the correct sequence is Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So option B is the correct option here. Question number 3. Which color cloud is carrying the most water? Option A is white, B is light gray, C is dark gray, and last option is black. So when it's about to rain, clouds darken because the water vapor is clumping together into raindrops and leaving larger spaces between drops of water. So less light is reflected. The rain clouds appear dark gray or black. So here option D is the correct option. Black colored clouds carry the most water. Question number 4. Many woodland birds have adapted short wings. What advantage does this give them? Option A is short wings help birds fly quietly. Option B is short wings help birds fly between trees. Option C is short wings help birds find more food. And the last option is short wings keep birds cooler in summer. So as woodland has many trees in it, so the short wings of the birds help them to fly between the trees. So option B is the correct option here. Question number 5. A teacher uses a flashlight, an apple, and a walnut to show the lunar eclipse. This lab setup best demonstrates that the lunar eclipse occurs during option A new moon, B is full moon, option C first quarter moon, and the last option is crescent moon. So different phases of the moon are given in the options. If we look at the whole setup, walnut is representing the moon, which is in complete round shape. So we can say the lunar eclipse occurs during a full moon, because full moon is also in a round shape and walnut is also. Question number 6. A group of students researched and collected data for a report on the weather in Nashville, Tennessee for 1 year. Based on the data, the students concluded that all cities in Tennessee will receive approximately 3.6 inches of rainfall next August, which best explains why the students' conclusion is incorrect. Option A is the data collected did not include yearly rainfall amounts. Option B is the data collected did not include daily rainfall amounts. Option C is rainfall averages were collected only from one city. And the last option is rainfall averages were not compared to the previous year. So if we look at the graph, the data is collected from only one city, which is Nashville from the US state Tennessee. So option C is the correct option. The rainfall averages were collected only from one city. Question number 7. Atif often says birds near his school. He wants to find out how these birds get the energy they need to live. Which investigation would best help Atif answer this question? Option A is using the internet to learn where these birds live. Option B is counting the number of these birds near his school. Option C is asking the teacher if other animals eat these birds. And the last option is observing what these birds eat every day for a week. So option D is the suitable option over here. If he observe himself that what these birds eat for 1 week, we can easily get to know that how they get the energy to live. So option D is the correct option here. Question number 8. Many desert lizards spend daylight hours under rocks as shown. This behavior is mainly a response to which part of the environment? Option A is lack of rain. Option B is high temperatures. C is shifting sand, and D is high winds. So of course in high temperatures they need to live under the shades. So it is mentioned in the question that it's a desert lizard which hides under the rocks in daytime. because in daytime the temperatures are high and at night time the temperatures are low. So option B is the correct option here. In question number 9, which of the following is smallest bird of the world? Option A is hummingbird, option B is robin, option C is curlew, option D is greenfinch. So option A is the correct option. Hummingbird is the smallest bird of all. Read the text below and answer the questions 10 through 13. Have you ever wondered how you are able to remember things for a long time? How can you remember your own name or your phone number? How does your brain allow you to learn things in school? And where are those memories kept? These kinds of memories are called long-term memories, and it is important to understand that memory works in three major steps. The first step is known as encoding or processing new information. After the information is processed by the brain, it can be retained or stored as a memory. The third step is called retrieval, which is when you remember the memory. All of these steps happen in the brain. But how does the brain do it? Memories all start as new information. When you experience or learn something new, your brain processes this new information based on what it means or how it looks, sounds, and feels. Here is an example of how this works. Try to memorize the list of words school, truth, computer, bravery, pizza. Maybe it's easier for you to remember the words school, computer, and pizza. This is because your mind might have also thought of images of these things. Your brain processed these words based on what they mean or also how they look. For the words truth and bravery, your brain probably processed them only based on what they mean. Now that your brain has processed this list of words, it can be stored in your brain as a memory. Some memories are kept for a short time, like the list of words you just memorized. Other memories are kept for a long time, like facts you have learned in school, how to use a computer, or memories from when you were 8 years old. These are long-term memories. Memories are stored in different parts of the brain, but the memories of events in your life are mostly stored in the special part of the brain called the hippocampus. The hippocampus is located in the temporal lobe, which is one of the four lobes in the brain. Events in your life include your first day in school and times you have spent with a friend. After your memories are stored, you can access them later. Accessing a memory is what happens when you remember it. People can remember memories in different ways. One common way people remember an event in their lives is when they experience something connected with the memory. For example, imagine you became friends with someone at a playground that's far from home and you had a great time playing there that day. Since then, this friend has become your best friend. Now you are passing the playground for the first time since that day. As you look at the playground, you remember playing there and meeting your best friend. It feels like you jump back in time. In this example, there is a connection between the playground and the memory of the playing there with your best friend. But memories can be connected to anything. Specific sounds, smells, or words are commonly connected to memories. The human brain is an incredible and complex organ, but there is still much more to learn about it. Scientists continue to study the different ways that parts of the brain work together. They are constantly learning more about how human memory and learning works. Question number 10. What are the three major steps of how memory works? Option A is process, access, complex. Option B is fight, flight, freeze. Option C is school, computer, pizza. Option D is encode, retain, and retrieve. So option D is the correct option here, which I have highlighted in the first paragraph as well. Question number 11. According to the example in the text, how might the way your brain processes the words school, computer, and pizza compare to the way it processes truth and bravery? Option A is school, computer, and pizza are more important than truth and bravery, so your brain will pick them to remember. Option B is it is easier for your brain to remember things that you can taste, so it is more likely to remember school, computer, and pizza. Option D is it is easier for your brain to think of images for school, computer, and pizza. which may make them easier to remember. And the last option is school, computer, and visa are shorter than truth and bravery, so it is easier for your brain to remember those words. So in the second paragraph, the text is highlighted, which tells us that it is easier for our brain to think of the images for school, computer, and pizza, which may make them easier to remember. Question number 12. What conclusion can you draw from this evidence about the types of things that are more likely to become long-term memories? Option A is random strings of words or numbers are more likely to become long-term memories. Option B is all the things you learn on a computer are more likely to become long-term memories. Option C is important events and information are more likely to become long-term memories. And the last option is special or specific details like the colors of walls are more likely to become long-term memories. So option C is the correct option here. Important events and information are more likely to become long-term memories. Question number 13. Where would your brain store the memory of your 10th birthday party or your first water polo game? So the correct option is hippocampus, which is highlighted in the third paragraph. Question number 14. This boomslang snake is swallowing a frog. Boomslang snakes can use their fangs to inject venom into their prey, but like other snakes, boomslang snakes do not have teeth that they can use to chew their food. Instead, snakes swallow their prey whole. Snakes have a flexible esophagus that helps them take in whole food. How does a flexible esophagus help a snake take in the whole food? Option A is a flexible esophagus can stretch around whole prey and push the prey from the mouth to the stomach. So it can be our possible option because the correct benefit of esophagus is that it helps the snakes to swallow their prey and push it from mouth to the stomach. Option B is a flexible esophagus can digest whole prey quickly. Option C is a flexible esophagus can stretch around whole prey and push the prey from the stomach to the small intestine. And the last option is all of above. So here option A is the only correct option. Question number 15. Which of these can best be concluded about the animal that this fossil came from? Option A is it had the ability to fly. Option B is it was a plant eater. Option C is it hunted at night. And the last option is it traveled in a pack. So if we look at the bones of the wings, we can clearly say that it had the ability to fly. Question number 16. Which of the following could be the root cause of food insecurity? Option A is chronic hunger, when you are too much hungry. Option B is poverty, when you don't have too much money to buy the things. Option C is malnutrition, when you have deficiency of nutrition. And option D is deficiency of vitamins and minerals. So option B is the correct option here. The root cause of food insecurity is poverty. Question number 17. Which of the following is not a benefit of plastic recycling? Option A is none of the given options. Option B is cleaning the landfill spaces. Yes, recycling cleans the landfill spaces. Option C is energy can be conserved. That is also correct. Option D is conservation of national resources. So option B, C and D all are correct. They all are the benefits of plastic recycling. So there is no option which is not a benefit of plastic recycling. So we will choose none of the given options. Question number 18. Fatima wants to recycle her office e-waste. Which is the correct order of the stages she should follow? So first option is shredding and sorting. Second option is collecting and transportation. Third is magnetic separation. Fourth is dust extraction. Fifth is water separation. And the last option is purification of water stream. So first of all, she will collect and transport the e-waste. After that, she will do shredding and sorting. Then dust extraction, then magnetic separation, water separation, and at the end purification of water stream. So option D is the correct order of the stages she should follow. Question number 19. Solar energy is a perpetual and an important renewable resource, and there are some factors which affect the efficiency of solar power. According to this statement, find out the option which is not considered as a factor influencing solar power to produce electricity. Option A is characteristics of solar panels, B soiling, C bore depth, D intensity of temperature. So option D and A are quite obvious. Characteristics of solar panels and intensity of temperature definitely affect the efficiency of solar power. If we talk about soiling, like accumulation of dirt, dust, or other particles, can affect the efficiency of solar power system. Soiling reduces the amount of sunlight reaching the solar panel, which in return decreases the amount of electricity generated. Now, bore depth. So, bore depth does not affect the efficiency of solar panels directly. Instead of that, factors such as angle and orientation of solar panels, shading, and local weather conditions are more influential in determining the efficiency of solar system. So, option C is the correct option here. Question number 20. Consider the statements A and B and choose the correct option. Statement A. Wind is source of energy which is non-contaminating and inexhaustible. The turbines make power without utilizing petroleum derivatives and works without delivering greenhouse gases and substances or radioactive or harmful material. So option A, statement A is the correct statement because wind is a natural resource and it creates electricity without creating air pollution or without harming the planet Earth. So because it's not using any sort of fuel or petroleum derivatives. So now the statement B is wind turbines do not produce a similar measure of power constantly. That is also right because it totally depends upon the speed of the wind. There will be occasions when they produce no power by any means. Like when there is no wind, so no electricity will be produced. So option A is statement A is incorrect and B is correct. Option B is statement A is correct and B is incorrect. Option C is both statements are correct and option D is both statements are incorrect. So here option C will be the suitable one. Both statements are correct. Question number 21. The passage below describes an experiment. Read the passage and identify the question that Matthew's experiment can best answer. Matthew put one 2-inch steel nail into each of 6 test tubes. He added water to 3 of the test tubes and vinegar to the other 3. In each test tube, he completely covered the nail with the same volume of liquid. Matthew checked the nails for rust at the same time every day. He recorded how many days it took each nail to become completely covered in rust. Option A is do steel nails rust in fewer days when submerged in a large volume of liquid compared to the small volume. So submerged refers to something that is completely or partially covered in a liquid or submerged beneath the surface of a liquid. So Matthew's experiment is not about that. Option B is do steel nails take fewer days to rust in water compared to vinegar? And option C is do steel nails rust in fewer days when submerged in a large volume of vinegar compared to a small volume? D is all of the above. So option B is the suitable option here. Do steel nails take fewer days to rust in water compared to vinegar? Because the information that is given in the paragraph, for that option B will be the suitable question. Question number 22. The passage below describes an experiment. Read the passage and identify the question that Joe's experiments can best answer. Joe set up 5 pairs of platform bird feeder around his yard. He filled one feeder in each pair with sunflower seeds and the other feeder with flax seeds. For 1 week, Joe watched cardinals visiting the feeders during the same hour each morning. During his observations, Joe counted the number of visits by cardinals to feeders with sunflower seeds and the number of visits by cardinals to feeders with flax seeds. Option A is do cardinals eat more seeds per visit from feeders containing sunflower seeds compared to feeders containing flax seeds? So no such information is provided. to answer this question? Option Option B is, do cardinals visit feeders containing sunflower seeds more often than feeders containing flax seeds? C is both of the above, D is none of the above. So option B will be the suitable question here, that do cardinals visit feeders containing sunflower seeds more often than the feeders containing flax seeds? Because he was observing the number of visits of the cardinals to the both feeders. So option B is the correct one. Question number 23. Fatima leaves a glass jar of cold tea outside in full sunlight. When she goes to get it, she notices that the tea is warm. She wonders what factors affect how warm a liquid gets from sitting in the sunlight. So she decides to design an experiment. She has the following supplies available: two identical glass jars, two jar lids, tap water, a measuring cup. Option A is, when placed in the sun, will 8 ounces of water in the glass jar or 8 ounces of water in the plastic cup get warmer? Option B is, will 8 ounces of carbonated water or 8 ounces of tap water get warmer when placed in the jar in the sun? C, none of the above, D, all of the above. So here option A is the correct question, because she is experimenting how things get warmer in the sunlight. So she will take same type of liquid, but she'll change the types of jars. Here she has taken a glass jar and the other one is the plastic cup. Question number 24. The clay boat and clay ball have the same mass. Which property causes the boat to float and ball to sink? Option A, color; B, mass; C, shape; and D, texture. So here the difference in behavior between the clay boat and the clay ball, despite having the same mass, is due to their respective densities. Density is a property of matter that describes how much mass is packed into a given volume. So in the case of clay boat, its shape allows it to disperse a larger volume of water than the clay ball, even though they have the same mass. This means that the clay boat has lower density than water. Objects with lower density than water will float because they exert less pressure on the water than the water exerts on them, causing them to float. Conversely, the clay ball has a higher density than water, so it sinks. This is because the water exerts more pressure on the ball than the ball exerts on the water, causing it to sink. So here option C is the correct option. It's due to their shape. Question number 25. People often think of temperature as how hot or cold something is, but what exactly is temperature? Temperature is a measure of kinetic energy. Every substance is made up of particles. The temperature of a substance is related to the kinetic energies of these particles. If a substance is hot, its particles tend to have a large amount of kinetic energy. The particles in a substance have kinetic energy because they are moving. The particles are constantly in motion, even if the substance does not appear to be moving. Select the statement that is true about the rubber ball shown above. Option A, the temperature of the ball depends on the kinetic energies of the particles that make up the ball. Option B, if the ball is cold, its particles tend to have a small amount of kinetic energy. Option C is, the particles that make up the ball are moving even when the ball is not. And option D is all of above. So here option D is the correct option. All of the above three options are correct. Question number 26. Plants, animals, and all other organisms need energy from food to live and grow. How do organisms get energy from food? Inside an organism's cells, food molecules are broken down and rearranged through chemical reactions. The reactions release chemical energy that the cells can use to power growth and other important cell processes. These processes allow the entire organism to live and grow. Select the true statement. Option A, chemical energy can be used for cell growth. This is correct. Option B, molecules from food can provide energy. That is also right. C is animals need food but plants don't. So option D is incorrect because we all know that plants are living beings and they also need food to grow. So option D is both A and B. So here option D is the suitable option. Question number 27, which of the labeled parts of the cell is its controlling center? So we can see different parts of the cell are labeled as P, Q, R, and S. If we look at the names of these parts, the part that is labeled as Q, it's nucleus of the cell. So nucleus actually controls the whole system of a cell. So option B is the correct option. Question number 28, select the one true statement. Option A, the cell membrane stores nutrients, water, and waste in the plant cell. That is not right because it's like a guard of the cell. It protects the cell from harmful things outside while letting in what the cell needs to survive. Option B is in an animal cell, the endoplasmic reticulum helps ribosomes build proteins. So option B is the correct statement. Option C is plant cells can have mitochondria but do not have vacuoles, which is incorrect because plants also have vacuoles. Option D is all are true statements. So no, option B is the only true statement in all options. Question number 29, Dana and her brother each brought a burrito to a family picnic. The burritos were identical, but one was in a metal lunchbox and one was in the plastic lunchbox. This table shows how the temperature of each burrito changed over 2 hours. The burrito in the metal lunchbox, the initial temperature was 80 degrees Celsius and final temperature was 33 degrees Celsius. Burrito in the plastic lunchbox, so the initial temperature is 79 and final is 40 degrees Celsius. The next time Dana brings a burrito to a picnic, she does not want it to cool down quickly. What does she do? Option A, use the metal lunchbox. Option B, use the plastic lunchbox. C, either the rate of thermal energy transfer is the same whether the lunchbox is metal or plastic. D, use neither, both are poor conductors of heat. So here the difference between the initial and final temperature of metal lunchbox is 47 degrees Celsius, and the difference between the initial and final temperature of plastic lunchbox is 39 degrees Celsius. So she should use the plastic lunchbox because in this plastic lunchbox, the burrito will be warmer as compared to the metal lunchbox. Question number 30. A food web models how the matter eaten by organisms moves through an ecosystem. The arrows in the food web represent how matter moves between organisms in an ecosystem. In this food web, which organisms contain matter that eventually moves through the sea cucumber? So we can see phytoplankton. So it is eaten by the plainfin midshipman and it eats the sea cucumber as well. Option B is sea otter. Sea otter is eaten by orca and orca also eats sea cucumber. Zooplankton. So plainfin midshipman eats zooplankton and sea cucumber as well. So it means all of the above organisms contain matter that eventually moves to the sea cucumber.